How you doing, folks? Papa Joe here. We just don't seem to be doing as much good. Maybe it's because I got those off. Okay. There, that's a lot gooder. Papa Joe here. I did that post yesterday on the 23rd about losing my boy. I appreciate all the thoughts and well wishes and love. That was very cool. Thank you. It was appreciated. That, however, isn't why I did that post. I'm doing this channel trying to give people coming into the industry an honest view of what they're going to be getting into. And like I said in that post, that was my issue of the day. There's plenty of other drivers out there that have their own issues, whatever they are. So when you come out here, you're going to have yours. And in the trucking industry, they're not going to let you just take days off because, you know, like it was the anniversary of my son died 4 years ago. You're going to get all I'm sorry out of them, but they're going to tell you, suck it up, buttercup. You got trucking to do. Get rolling. Just being honest. My company's pretty cool. They're not your typical company. We're a small mom and pop outfit. And once my dispatcher figured out what was going on, then she didn't even try to load me yesterday. You know, she found me a load, but because I'd already told her, you know, when I called in and let her know I was empty. And she's like, wow, already? And I said, yeah, and I really don't give a damn if I get loaded or not, which is not like me. And she's like, are you still sick? And no, I'm much better on that part. I'm just bummed. Well, why? And I told her, you know, it's the 4-year anniversary of my son dying. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, she just started looking for a load for today, not yesterday. You ain't gonna find too many of them like that. So kudos to you, Terry, if you're watching this. Most of them's gonna tell you, suck it up. You got trucking to do. That truck needs to roll, driver. So, and there's gonna be different issues. You know, there's a lot of truck drivers. Well, all of us out here have got something. You know, some of us have got several somethings. Some's only got one or two. Some don't have nothing yet, but you will have. So that was the... Oh, hold on. Hey, folks. Papa Joe back with you. Sorry about that. I have my boy. You ain't gonna believe this. The last time he checked, 3 weeks ago, was being seen in 51 countries. So in the course of our conversation, I told him, I said, it's got to be smaller. You know, I just can't see it being bigger. So he went to check. 67 countries. Dadgum, folks. Thank you. However you say it in your language. 67 countries. Wow. And the one that has the most longest watch duration is Albania. I don't even know where Albania is. No offense, folks. I don't know where Albania is. Wow. Huh. Okay. I doubt if you're going to be able to see it. The bottom right-hand corner. Yeah, you'd see it there. 1 of 25 of 67. Can you believe that? Wow. Anyway, that's enough about yesterday. Dadgummit, there's the phone again. Hold on. Alright, folks, we'll try it again. That was the boss, the wife. I am trying to convince her that she is married to a worldwide celebrity. She said, "No, I ain't. I'm just married to a damn old hillbilly truck driver. No respect." Damn. But, oh well. She probably knows me a little bit. But anyway, once again, I'll say it. That's enough about yesterday. If you're out here, you already know you got to deal with stuff. If you're not out here yet, or you're new out here, life keeps going on the road. So, you know, it's just part of it. So be ready for it. Today was actually a pretty good day, all considering. I was in Denver, and I ran 285. Those that don't know the area, look at your atlas, or look at a map, whatever y'all got to do. Look it up on the computer, whatever you do nowadays. 285 runs southwest out of Denver. And it took me through some beautiful land. Oh, it was gorgeous. Luckily, I was empty. I was deadheaded. A little over, might as well say 200 miles. And beautiful. Oh, I loved it. I loved it. It was good for the head. Yeah, there got to be some skinny roads. We got into some of the skinny roads. I'm following the Western Express. I caught up to him as we got into construction. And that boy, I guess it was a guy, I don't know. That driver was nervous. Oh, you could just see it. He had more barrels and cones going down through there. I just backed up and let him quit wobbling. So, folks, that's what you got mirrors for. You know, I know it looks skinny. I remember when I first started driving one of these rascals and going through that, it's intimidating. And it's hard to look in them mirrors because you're concentrating trying to go down the road. All he had to do is lean a little bit left. And when we say lean, we mean stay to the left a little bit or to the right. Well, he needed to stay a little bit to the right. I said left. I was misspoken. Because he kept hitting stuff with the left side with his trailer. He was missing it with his truck, but his trailer was getting it. His tracking was a little bit off. So all he had to do, if he'd looked in that right mirror, he would have seen he had 2 foot clearance over there. So all he had to do is merge over a little bit, and he would have missed all that stuff. Something for you to think about, for you new drivers, is when you're on a good road, preferably a straight road, find you something that is fixed on your hood, your dash, something that never moves. On my dash, I have this little thing built into the dash, the factory made. I could use something like that. And when you're going down the road, use your mirrors, make sure you're in the center of your lane, and find you a mark on your vehicle that you can put on the fog line. And that way, if you're in a tight situation, you don't have to stare out them mirrors if you're nervous. You can look at that fixed mark and see if it's on the fog line. Try something like that. It'll help you keep you in the center of your lane. But got on down the road about halfway where I need to go, and there's a fairly decent fuel stop. I mean, the old country. I mean, I'm in backwoods Colorado. I mean, it's country. I whooped her in there. I love stopping them little mom and pops. If we don't patronize them and give them a little bit of money, they're going to go out of business. So whenever I can, I stop, and I'm not allowed to fuel there or none of that stuff, but I'd stop in there and buy a soda bar and a a soda pop and a sandwich or whatever. And so I whooped in there. I see I've got something dripping. That's another little lesson for you new drivers. Anytime you're walking back to your truck, you need to kind of be looking underneath it for any kind of leaks. Kind of eyeball down the side, look at the truck overall, see if it's leaning. You know, that might be a tattletale you got a low tire, flat tire, you know, that you might have an issue. But don't just walk back talking on your phone and staring at your phone. When you're walking back to your truck, be looking at your truck. That's your livelihood. So look at your tool. And that's what I was doing, and I got a leak. I got a drip. I'm seeing a puddle that wasn't there when I pulled up. I popped the hood. I am not mechanically inclined at all. However, I've been around the truck for a little bit. And it looks like I have a filter leaking. Well, there happened, and I should have got a video of this guy's truck. It had to be a 68 Peterbilt. The old squared off fenders up there on the front. It was a day cab. They had the squared off hood that you open from each side. Twin sticks inside. I mean, bare minimum in there. And he had that thing jacked up. I hadn't ever really seen a big truck jacked up, but that was jacked up. And I was like, damn it, boy. Hell of a truck. And I wish I thought I shot a video, but I didn't think of it. And he said, yeah, we jacked her up a little bit. He says, and we're in the mountains, Colorado mountains. They got one or two. He said, we go some of these ranches out here, and we got to go back in the mountains. I need a little clearance. I said, you got it. I mean, he had to have 2.5, well, probably closer to 3 foot between his rail and the ground. Wasn't normal tires on it. It was them big old tall tires like on military stuff. But I walked over there and started talking to him, and I said, well, I got a little predicament, brother. I said, I'm not mechanically inclined, and I don't have any tools. I said, I noticed I got a drip. I said, I think my fuel filter's working loose. Would you happen to have anything to help me out? So he was greasing his. That's why it lasted. He takes care of it. He slid out from behind his there. He came over to my truck, just flopped down, slid right up underneath it. I had the hood up. He said, yeah, I think you're right. I think it is fuel filter. So he slid back out. Let me see if I got something. Went over to his pickup. Got a big old fuel filter or oil filter wrench. Came back. He said, I don't know if it'll be big enough, and it was. This Volvo has 3 fuel filters right there. I didn't realize that. And the front two, he put quarter turn. I doubt if it was a half, but maybe a half turn. But that back one, he put over a full turn on it, full rotation. I was like, damn. He said, yeah, that one was getting loose. If I'd been running them roads I was on, a bunch of them didn't have shoulders and stuff. If that fuel filter came off out there, I'd had issues. And half the time I didn't have cell signal. So, there's your little lesson for you new drivers. Keep eyeballing that stuff. And when you're walking back to your truck, look at it. So the good Lord took care of me. And I offered to pay the feller. He refused. He wouldn't take no money. He's like, I didn't do nothing. I tightened up 3 filters, man. I said, well, thank you, brother. God bless you. You're my hero for the day. So, got on down the road where I had to pick up out Center, Colorado. So if you look on your map or your atlas from Denver to Center, Colorado, take 285. That's the route I chose to take. I love getting off on the back roads. We see these interstates all the time. I love my back roads, especially through the mountain. I'm a hillbilly. If I got a chance to go through the mountain and the hills, guess what way I'm going? So got over there to where I'm going to load at. Now, I'd fired off my reefer unit yesterday because I knew I was picking up a reefer load. Knew I was getting taters. Taters, they want them kept knocked down. It fired up fine. I ran it for 2 or 3 hours. Made sure it was pulling down and all that. It did great. I turned her off. Got over there today, and there was a driver that was following me, and I eased over onto the shoulder because I was trying to figure out which one of these places I wanted. And he was coming up behind me, and then I seen it right down the road. So he actually, before I even hit my turn signal, he was already slowing down and all but stopped, flashed me, because when we talked later, he says, I knew what you were doing. He says, I figured you was coming down here and you trying to figure out which building. I said, yes, sir. He says, I told my wife he gonna want out in front of us. So, needless to say, he let me out. I told him thanks when we got there. We talked for a minute. Actually, several minutes, being on bashful. I go to fire off my unit. It don't want fire. I'm like, man, what in the world? Turns out he's mechanically inclined. He was a mechanic that turned truck driver. So it's a little bit newer than what he's used to, but we do have new equipment. But they all operate basically the same. And he's telling me, he says, are you sure it's got fuel? It acts like it's not getting fuel. And I said, dude, the thing says over half tank. So I called my people, got on speakerphone. These two are basically trying to diagnose it. And it turned out that it was a fuel pump on the reefer back there on the tank. And he slid up under here. He thought it was the vent. And my guy, he says, well, if you think it's the vent, take the fuel cap off. Instead of taking that vent thing out, take the fuel cap off. So we tried that, and it did a little bit better, but not that much. Still wasn't really, it was trying to start, and that time it ran for a half a second. So they're both saying, man, it sounded like fuel. So the other old boy slid up there and tapped on that fuel pump. And I'm sticking my head under there. I said, now you show me what you did. Because it started running. So he showed me, this is the fuel pump. Here's the filter back here, blah, blah, blah. I've hauled reefers before, but I ain't never been back there and fooling with that nonsense. Well, now I know what it is. Boy, where's all the buses going? There's about 5 Roadrunner buses. So he got it going. It's still running. It's all good. So came time to load me. I'm back in. He's a nice enough young fella. And they had me loaded and ready to go in less than 2 hours. That ain't bad. Ain't complaining at all. So I go over there to their scale and I stick my steers on and write down my numbers and my drives and write down my numbers. I do all my deal and I'm legal and I slide the tandems and I get my axle weights right. And here comes 2 more of them buses, 3 more of them buses. Wow, I wonder what's going on. Go in to give my paperwork. Lo and behold, he put the wrong load on me. So me and her's teasing him. Well, first she couldn't find the paperwork. And I said, he told me to go way out and get my heavyweight. 78,340 is what it came out of there weighing, and that was with half tank fuel. Half here and half back there. So I wound up going back out there and he came in, and that's when they figured out he'd put the wrong load on me. And he's like, no, we just switched paperwork. We just redo the paperwork. I said, all right, cool. I'll go smoke a cigarette, I'll be back. Came back in and they're talking in Spanish. Yes, I'm from Texas, but I don't talk Spanish. And Turned out he got reload me. It is what it is. So, and right at time for their lunch break. And I whined a little bit. I tried to make fun of it, but then he came back out there to the truck and he told me I wasn't quite square enough in the dock. Okay, it happened. It was real tight anyway, but he said, if you move it over 6 or 8 inches, I'll go and work through my lunch and fix my mistake. That's pretty jam up, folks. You know, I mean, mistakes happen. That was pretty jam up. So, got that taken care of and got axled out and all that stuff. That weight I gave you was off of this load, not that other one. The other one's actually about 2,000 pounds lighter. But, came out there and had to run the back roads, another 100 miles of back roads. So like I told the wife, I said, I've got over 400 miles of back roads. And well, I'm on back roads now. What is it, 160 I'm on? Or 87, I'm on 87 right now. And gonna run it over to 287, over towards Amarillo and down to Dallas and all that nonsense. So I told her, I said, basically this whole trip's going to be back roads. I got on 25 for 57 miles. I'll hit 40 for a minute. What, 10 miles at the best? And then I'll run 45 down there quite a ways, but I ain't going to complain. I like my back roads. I am going to the house. So you might not get another video until Tuesday. We'll see. See if I make it home tomorrow or not. If I make it home tomorrow, I doubt you get a video. If I don't make it home, you'll probably get a video. But overall, it's been a good day. After such a bummer yesterday, today was cool. Today was cool. Thank you, Lord. I needed that. So, got several different comments and stuff, but I'm going to save those for another day. There's a couple of them in there I want to read and talk about, I think. I might change my mind. I did a couple of tapes the other night on Revelation, on the next 2 chapters. I didn't like what my commentary, how my commentary was talking. It didn't explain enough to how I wanted it explained. So I'm in the process of doing a little research on that, a little homework. So I haven't forgot Revelation. That will come back up. So that's about the short driver, folks. In 23 minutes and 12 seconds. This is getting a little long-winded, ain't it? Remember, God loves you and so do I. If I'm getting too long-winded on these videos, tell me. I don't know if I can cut them down or not, but tell me if y'all think I am. God loves you and so do I. Y'all have a blessed evening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Well, what did I say? 67 countries? Is that wild? Wow. You know who's doing it? It ain't the hillbilly. God bless you. You have a great evening. Good night.